At 8:54 a.m., we continue with our discussion this morning and taking a look at eThekwini Secure, our weekly edition. We're joined by Mohammed Batman Ismail. Mohammed, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Inayat, how are you this morning?
Alhamdulillah, doing well. Now, obviously, we know that South Africans are struggling. Many people are in debt. Our day to day living has become a huge problem to the point that people are going hungry. They can't even put food on the table. And looking at it from a municipal perspective, and we know that there are many people that are owing money to municipalities. Now, we've seen what has taken place in eThekwini, where we've seen a debt relief program, which has been now reinstated. Mohammed, so what do we know about this debt relief program?
Well, Inayat, before we even get into that, the economy is really, really gripping people very, very hard. Fuel prices have gone up and everything else. And, also with your municipal bills, your electricity bills in it, and people are still feeling the effect of COVID and unemployment. And it has been getting worse. So at the last council meeting on the 28th of September, the proposal came back on the table that the debt relief program should be reinstated. So what this actually does is a community or any resident who has a municipal bill and they're in arrears with their bills will be able to are now given a chance to go and apply for relief. That means you can pay your bill over a set amount of months, where you now can pay in installments. So that actually saves you from your services being disrupted or your services being cut. So you've got to go in there, pay a 5% deposit, and you have a structured payment over 3, 6, 9, 12, or even 24 months. And that's what's been happening. But things are bad out there tonight.
Well, definitely, and I think when you look at it, just it's not about people as well. And I'm looking at the Active Citizens Coalition's response to this, and they talk about also it's not about individuals, about non-profit organizations, about old age homes, people with disabilities, hospitals with people with other disabilities. Now, early childhood development centers, all of them are struggling, Mohammed.
Yes, every single one of them, and you must know funds are also drying up as we go along. So there are organizations with huge bills that they either been struggling to pay, or they might have not have funds to pay these bills. So they have an opportunity now to also go and apply for debt relief, and you would now be able to then sustain your accounts. And but what you have to do, you must remember that you still need to continue paying your normal monthly bill. There's no getting away from that. So your arrears, whether it's 10,000 or 50,000 or even 100,000 rand, that will be broken up over the period, and that you will then pay in installments. So that actually helps you there in terms of what's required. But the good thing is that any interest that's on your account will be written off. But if you skip a payment or two, or you default on your agreement, all the arrear interest will be added back onto your account. onto your account.
Well, Mohammed, here's a proposal, tongue in cheek. During COVID, especially, we know that government employees were being paid, municipal workers were being paid for doing nothing. Should they not be paying back to at least subsidize some of this debt relief?
Well, I wasn't employed by the government during COVID, so I would say yeah, pay back the money. Look, there have been people who have been protected in terms of the salaries during COVID and what had happened. And there have been many people who lost their jobs because of the shutdown, because of COVID, and companies have never reopened after that. But just to reiterate that people are struggling, they need to pay their bills. And oh yeah, just while we were talking about bills, the eThekwini municipality has a very, very good app, and I need to encourage residents that you need to log your monthly electricity reading, or your water meter reading on the app, because what happens is you will get estimations, and then you'd think, or you'd wonder, why is my bill so high? So instead of you getting a light account, for example, of 1,200 rand, and your water bill would be maybe say 500 rand. So estimation sometimes comes out to triple. So on the app, you can log every single month your electricity reading and your water reading, so you can get an accurate billing, and that's very important. And the city also is going to be simplifying the electricity bills or the municipal bills, because it tends to be too complicated to read. So that's going to be simplified within the next few months. It's going to be making it easy for residents. So you can use the app, eThekwini Municipality app, Or what you could do, you could use the go to the website. There's a WhatsApp number, and you can log your readings every month. So I encourage the residents to do that, so that your bills can start stabilizing.
Well, Mohammed, obviously this is temporary relief, but the question is, where is this all going to end? Because at this point in time, there are clear dark clouds. There is no silver lining, and we are in for some very, very difficult times. We are in for some very, very tough times, and we feel for people. We feel for residents, particularly when you've got to essential services like electricity, like water, and at the end of the day, a non-payment and could result in obviously all those services being cut off as well.
Well, look, we're a country that's economically in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. And if something is not done in terms of stabilizing the economy, because look, everything goes up. Fuel prices gone up. I mean, bread now you're paying a loaf of for a loaf of bread up to 18.99 for a loaf of bread. I mean, that's ridiculous. And what is the price of milk? So people are living below the breadline, and obviously they cannot afford the normal or the day-to-day expenses of just buying milk and bread, and it's getting tougher out there. So we don't know. You can only speculate in which direction this economy is going to go. But I'm telling you, it's going to get rougher, more tough out there, and people are going to struggle. We're going to see an increase in unemployment, and basic groceries are just going to increase every single time. And it's unfortunate that companies also can't afford increases in terms of salaries. So, your economic sort of stability is now eroded. So it's also quite serious in terms of which way we're gonna do this. Hopefully, the government comes up with something, which I don't think so. They focus now on elections and making promises in terms of what's going to be happening and what we can do. But bring the petrol price down, stabilize the food prices, regulate the bread prices, regulate the milk prices, and make it easier for the people, because that's not happening in it, and it's just definitely going to get worse. And when that happens, we're going to start seeing an increase, a spike in crime. It's going to happen. It's a reality. This is South Africa. We know what goes on. So we have to be cognizant of the fact that the economy is going to get worse, and is going to contribute to a whole lot of other things. And you're going to have collateral damage at every single corner that you turn.
Well, Mohammed, Jazakallah khairan as always for your time. And just to remind our listeners and viewers this morning that this debt relief program is with eThekwini, and those that are in debt for over 90 days are encouraged to approach their CISA Kala Center for the benefit from the program. And it will be reinstated from the 1st of October 2023, will end on the 31st of January 2024. Mohammed, as always, Jazakallah for unpacking what you have.
Jazakallah
All
very
the best
much.
to you, my brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you again.
Mohammed Batman Ismail from eThekwini Secure with us this morning, and we headed for the news.